Hello and welcome once again to 3D Layout. I want to talk about the syllabus real quick. So here it is. This is 3D Layout for Shop and Construction, CARP 214. My name is Eric Kuha. I am the instructor for this course. I went to BSU for like 9 years, from 10 years, 1999 to 2009, where I earned a degree. My first bachelor's degree was in philosophy, and then I got another one in creative writing, and then I earned a master's degree in English in 2009. Most recently, I just finished a Master of Computer Science at the University of Minnesota, and I have been at Leech Lake Tribal College for 5 years now. So on the syllabus, you can find various contact information, my email address, my cell phone. This is something I normally don't give out, but this is the year where I have to give it out. You guys need to be able to access me and my brain and the things that are in it. So that's where you can do that. If you're texting me, make sure you say, hey, this is so-and-so, if it's like the first time you've ever texted me. Otherwise, I have no idea who you are. And try to be detailed, Don't say, I don't understand the assignment. I'm like, what assignment are you talking about? I don't even know. I didn't even know what class you're in. I don't know who you are. So just be as detailed as you can. Brevity, brief. You guys know how to text people. Just give me enough information to go on so that I can help out. Class is Tuesday, Thursday at 11 a.m. and the schedule, it does say it's on Monday, Wednesday at 1, but we're changing that because this is the time that works, and I assume it'll work for most carpentry students, especially if you're trying to take other classes that are at Monday, Wednesday, 1 o'clock prime time slot. So we're going to do the morning class instead. So there's a couple of required materials. You're going to need access to a computer and the internet, because SketchUp Free is a web app. It is not a desktop downloaded app. So you don't need a Windows computer, but you do need a desktop operating system with a reliable web browser. So that means you're going to need a Windows, a Macintosh, or a Chromebook. Those three computers should be able to run SketchUp without too much trouble. SketchUp Free. The Chromebook might chug on some more detailed models, but we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. If you do not have access to a computer or a reliable internet connection, contact Student Services as soon as humanly possible. We literally cannot move forward in this course without those things. This is an online course. That's just how it is. We're in a pandemic, guys. So this is how it is. Once we get back on campus, you'll be able to use the computers there. Other suggested materials. You're probably going to want a Google account because it's the easiest way to log into SketchUp. So if you don't have a Google account, there are other options. You can create a Trimble account, and you can use an Apple account. I personally use a Google account, and that's how I will be demonstrating it. So, but you can probably figure it out with an Apple account if you want. SketchUp stores files in the cloud, but you will need to actually download them to your local machine and then re-upload them to Canvas to turn them in. There is a way to share them via a link, but it's really convoluted. It requires logging into a Trimble account and using your Trimble cloud, and because you can't actually do it from SketchUp, it's really super irritating. So the easy way is to download it to your computer and then re-upload it to Canvas. If you are using a Chromebook, you will definitely want to go to Target or Walmart and buy a cheap USB mouse with 3 buttons. You're going to want a left button, a right button, and a scroll wheel. You will need those 3 things, otherwise this class is going to be a small nightmare. You cannot do these things without a mouse. You need a mouse, you need a keyboard, you need all that stuff. The 2 main interface things. A touchscreen ain't going to cut it. So, in fact, I'm not even entirely certain if there is a 3D CAD modeling program that works with a touchscreen, at least not very well. This, of course, fulfills a requirement for the Integrated Residential Builder Program at LLTC. There are no prerequisites, but I recommend ITECH 100. Basic understanding of computers is pretty necessary because I'm not covering it in this class. We're going to assume some computer knowledge. So if you don't know how to use a computer, it's going to be very hard. So if you don't know how to use a computer, take ITECH 100. If you already have a pretty good understanding of computers and such, then we'll be good to go. So what is this course? We are going to talk about computer-aided design software, imaging and modeling technology, specifically as it's used in the construction industry. So we're going to take it from square one. We're going to start with simple shapes and things like that, and maybe do some like kind of outside the box things like designing a jewelry box or something like that. I honestly I haven't completely fully looked at everything that we want. So we're going to look at how to create the objects, modify them, apply materials to them so that it looks like wood or whatever. Apply some special effects. We'll create camera views so that you can like do 3D renders because it looks really cool. And we'll look at some of the other software in the construction industry that is driving certain fields in computer software development. And I'll try to demo some other software that's used in the industry because there's a lot of stuff that's really expensive. SketchUp Free is a really nice way to get started, but it is certainly not the end of the story. It's perfect for a 2-credit class, but it won't be. And honestly, it's pretty good for just someone who wants to show their clients a little tour of the house. But it is not the end of the story when it comes to 3D modeling software. So we're going to try to understand the fundamentals of 3D modeling, how it is used in the construction industry, to appreciate how computers are influencing the construction industry, and vice versa, how the construction industry is driving software development, because there's a two-way street there. So we want to learn how to use SketchUp, all of its interface features. We're going to construct several models of varying complexity, and the final project is to, in fact, translate a 2D building plan to 3D space using SketchUp and do it as accurately as possible, and then create some cool 3D views with it. I'm going to explore some of how computers are used in the construction industry today. What will you expect? Well, at the beginning of the term, we're going to be pretty lecture heavy. We're going to talk about today's topics. Oh yeah, so at the beginning of this is all boilerplate stuff. I'm actually not going to read all this stuff. Was going to be very tutorial heavy. Most of the tutorials are going to be pre-recorded. Each week I'm just going to kind of go over. In fact, probably by week 6, we're probably going to go down to still meeting only once a week. We'll just meet on Tuesdays. We'll see how it goes, but I suspect that that's how it's going to be. That's kind of how it worked when I taught this class. When we have this class in face-to-face, is we would meet we would meet, and then a lot of those days would end up being work days. And so this is for our purposes here. We're probably going to meet once a week, and then I will open the class on Thursdays at the normal class time for anyone who has questions or wants to demo something or wants some clarification from the video tutorial. And I'll go over high-level concepts and things like that in our actual class meetings. Attendance is mandatory. It's really my only way. I use the Zoom meeting as the attendance taker. So if you don't come to the Zoom meeting, you won't be marked present. And on the first day, I'll probably go over some of the policies with dropping. Basically, after a week, being missing for a week, I have to send an early alert, and then student services will come knocking on your door, or calling or texting or whatever. After 2 weeks, I actually have to withdraw you from the class. And you can get back in, but we need to come up with a plan for how we make up work that we've lost. So I'm actually required to do this. I can bend the rules a little bit, like if you logged into Canvas or something, I might not drop you. If you're getting work in and not coming to class, I probably won't drop you, but I do want you to come to class because it's really important that just to touch base, if for no other reason. If you have any particular disability that's going to restrict your ability to work with a computer, please contact me as soon as possible so that we can work out some sort of adaptations and things like that and recalibrate the class if we have to. Plagiarism and dishonesty. Yeah, don't share files, I guess, although it'll be pretty obvious if you do. Obviously, this is a synchronous online course where we're meeting remotely. So self-control in a distraction-filled world is kind of on you. Zoom etiquette. I prefer it if you keep your cameras on. I know you're not going to, but just throwing that out there that I would like it if you did, because it's a lot easier for me to talk to faces rather than, you know, just your names or profile pictures. I just really appreciate it. When you do log in for the first time, use your real name. Unless I already know you and know your nickname, then please use your real name until I know what your nickname is. And yeah. Obviously, if you're at home and you have kids, they're unpredictable. So if they're welcome to join as needed, pets, things like that, we definitely want to meet your cats and your dogs. I mean, it's going to be a disruption, but that's the way of it. And honestly, we don't necessarily need the whole time every day, so should be okay. Keep your language pretty polite. Don't go overboard on the curse words. Ask questions anytime. Interrupt me. I don't mind. It doesn't hurt my feelings. This is probably going to change as the course evolves because, again, this course is kind of we're in the middle of designing it right now, and you guys are going to kind of help me design it as we move through it. So it's going to primarily be video tutorials, a series of tutorials about the software. It'll be a couple of smaller projects and then one larger term project. I'll have various start files and things like that for you to start from. This course outline is absolute nonsense. This does not bear any reflection on how the class is actually going to go. So this is pretty accurate. Our assessment information. This is accurate. This part is not. So that's the syllabus. We'll see you in the next video.